One.
And welcome
Hola.
back, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode of Net 6 and Chill. Joining me, the alcoholic brethren. Alex, would you like to introduce yourself and your kid for today?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
We got the.
Is that a real kid?
Don't worry about it.
I want to see some purchase history.
I plead the fifth.
What's the
I
VIN
want to see
number
some
on the
receipts,
kit?
man. That looks
What's
a little,
the VIN number
you know.
on the kit?
What are you, the fucking government? You don't need to see receipt. Nah, it's the what is it? We call that special kid. I think it was like 07 or 08. You can see a little pattern on this. I don't know which titty you want me to show you, the left one, the right one.
Oh,
Don't worry, I love both.
we already saw them.
Yeah, link OnlyFans link down below.
Hey, you gotta pay
All right, so
a subscription for
it was
that.
like the Louis Vuitton special. I do like that color, Alex. Burgundy. Hassan, please grace us
Oh.
with your kit.
Since we talked so much about Bayern last week, I got inspired to wear one of their cult classics.
Was that Burnley? Sorry.
Oh, this is when they were good. Remember? I could wear.
Oh, all right.
Back
That's
in the
when
day,
company
man.
was
Back in
still
the
a
day.
player.
All right. And I'm rocking I don't know, probably like 02, 03. I don't know if it's an away kit or third kit, but Bayer Leverkusen supporting a little bit, showing some love.
Yeah, you like them Germans?
At times.
Women,
All right.
beer,
Well,
teams. Like what Germans we're talking about?
well, we're actually going to talk about all of them. So,
Well,
game week 8 came to an end. So that's the end of the first part. Now we're going to have, of course, the playoffs, but a lot of interesting games, a lot of interesting results. I think maybe we should look at the top of the table, maybe go down, knock off a few games. I don't want to start with Liverpool because honestly, they get kind of their ass handed by PSV.
Not
But
really. They played their like C team.
that's
wasn't
true.
really their
But I
full
think we
team.
should start with Barcelona Atalanta, which I think was probably the best game of the match week.
It was a 2-2 draw.
But
And
it was a good draw. It was
First half-
back.
yeah, first half they weren't really doing anything, and then second half both teams came alive. Barca is one of that team. On their day they can win the Champions League final, and on their worst day they can lose to Burnley.
to Bayern?
Whatever you want to equate that to.
What do you think? Was it the offside trap again? Maybe a faltering a little bit. They couldn't. I mean, Atalanta put up a good game,
Oh,
and of course that's what we expected.
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't. See, but just the thing about Barca, defensively they're shaky. So Atalanta's a team that's just running at them.
Yeah, I mean those are good teams, but honestly,
Yeah.
that wasn't the best Barca we saw this year. Let's be honest. We've seen
Well,
better.
like I said,
Right.
it's one day maybe they're good, and the other day maybe
They weren't bad, but they weren't as good as they were against Bayern when they absolutely wiped them off the fucking field.
Do you think
Yeah.
Barcelona deserved more for that game, or do you think it was a just result?
I was hoping
I think
Atalanta
it's
would
just-
win, but that was my bias.
we love the city of Bergamo, sending
Especially
all
after
the love.
visiting there.
Don't worry about it. I mean, some pretty good goals. That Ederson volley, I think that was
Oh,
pretty
that was
damn good.
special. That was pretty special.
It was nasty.
The way he took that with that first touch and then just oh my god.
That's his first UCL goal too. That's a pretty good one to have in the in the picture book.
Yeah, I mean they got close, but both teams could have won that, and
for sure.
Barca missed on the prize money because if you finish top of the league, you get bonus money too. So obviously you get they
That's
still
funny.
get their prize pot, but Liverpool get paid more because they finished on top. So
Well,
They got to recover from that liver pulling.
they could have closed out some of their old debts that they had, that prize money. But here we are.
well, I don't think that price money would have helped them in any way. But
I
besides
mean,
the point.
honestly, listen, it can, and
Who are they gonna pay? How many more players they gonna pay?
I mean,
well, they
listen,
might want to pay Danny Olmo finally. But on the other hand, Atalanta unfortunately dropped, I think, right below the top 8.
Yeah.
So they are going to go through. Well, they're going to have to go through the playoff.
At this time, the draw already happened, so we know who they're going to play. They're going to play, if my internet would work, they're going to play Club Brugge. So, all in all,
That should be a
yeah,
good
they
game.
should be able to get through.
Wait, are
And
the playoffs one?
it's a 2-leg thing, right?
Yeah,
that's
like
what
home away.
Home away,
Okay.
yeah.
But
Well, we hoped a little bit, of an easier path for Atalanta, but it is what it is. Now, I guess just to mention the other team, and we already kind of did. Liverpool got the first spot.
We can move on.
As Hassan said, did play the C team, but still, you would kind of expect them to take care of PSV, who actually, surprisingly, have been doing very well recently in the Champions League and finished 14th.
Oh,
So,
are we gonna mention the Americans? The
American heroes.
Is he really American?
I think Dutch teams have been both. I mean, if you take away Feyenoord's drubbing in France, if you take away what they did in against Lille, I think Dutch teams have played pretty well in the Champions Leagues, and there's a lot of young guys there. Both the Dutch teams in Champions League got a ton of young guys. I'm thinking,
there's there's Tillman for PSV. I think Ricardo Pepi plays for
Bakayoko, PSV.
And
yeah,
I was gonna say PSV is top of the table. They're not a bunch of scrubs, and we're expecting Liverpool.
But that's the thing. We always. I don't say we always put down the Dutch teams, but generally speaking, they are less regarded in Europe.
Well, that was kind of your tone. Oh, we expect Liverpool to get the job done. They're winning a goddamn league, and Liverpool played not their best team. So what do you think was going to happen?
I mean, to be fair though, Liverpool wasn't even that far away. Like even the C team was putting up a good fight against PSV.
And that's all they could do. They didn't have enough to put the ball across the line 2 or 3 more times.
Listen,
that's what it comes down to.
If they wanted to win that game, they would have put their A team. But clearly,
they didn't care.
There was an opportunity for Klopp to put out some young guys.
Wow. Yeah, so this isn't last season.
Well,
Bro, why you guys can't get your managers right?
I don't know the other guy who coaches them. I don't watch.
Arne Slot, the Dutch guy.
Yeah, they're all Dutch. Whatever. Klopp was Dutch too.
Okay.
Hey, moving on. Who's next?
Yeah. I mean,
what a hater! This is rather than giving PSV some credit.
Inter Milan was a good game.
Oh, well, I mean, speaking of Inter Milan, best defensive record in the league, 1 goal conceded the whole time.
Yeah, and it was like we talked about like a 90th minute goal against Leverkusen.
Yeah, it was like literally the scrappy goal against Leverkusen at the end. Yeah, that's the only goal they conceded, and honestly,
if I'm like one of the big boys in the playoffs, I don't want to play Inter Milan. I want to avoid this team as much as
they're a rough team to play.
Right? They lost to Leverkusen, right? Because of that one goal.
Yeah, and it was like it was like the 90th minute scrappy goal by what was his the right back, the French right back. Jeez, I can't remember his name. Whatever.
No, Frimpong's Dutch.
No. It was another guy. He used to play for PSG. I can't remember his name. Mukiele. There you go. Yeah, he played for Leverkusen and PSG. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think the ceiling is for this Inter team? I think semifinals probably is where they're going to end up.
I think their biggest issue, I think, is actually not even an issue. They scored 11 goals, but still, against the bigger teams, it's scoring. I think they could keep the goals out, but I'm worried about them actually breaking teams down.
Yeah,
when it comes to it, because look how they struggle against Leverkusen. Leverkusen isn't even the best defensive team out there.
Yeah, well, I mean, Leverkusen do have a very nice plan A, so they tend to stick with it.
But on the flip side of that, if they get a goal, that's all they need.
That's true. Yeah. Again, listen, as long as you keep the goals out, you just need 1 goal and you're good to go.
Remember that Mourinho's Inter 2009, 2010? It's the same thing. They didn't score a lot of goals, but when they scored, they kept other teams out.
Yeah, and I think the other side of that game, since talking about Inter Monaco's falling apart. The past couple of games, they have not played. They could be much better. We talk about the young guys. We talk about what's his guy name? Akliouche, the young French guy.
Right.
Extremely talented. And I think I don't expect them to get points at San Siro against Inter, but do I expect them to completely, I'm looking at their lineup right now. Yeah, so there's Akliouche on the right wing. You got Minamino, Embolo up top.
I think Zakaria plays DM.
Yeah, I mean
they have a Golovin, right?
Golovin, yeah, the Russian. I mean, they have a really good team.
I mean, if you look at it, just one thing to mention, statistically, like Singo, that center back from Monaco, actually one of the best performing center backs in the UCL. So they have, but yeah, generally speaking, they did fall off recently. And their last 4 games, the last 4 games is a loss, win, and loss. 3 losses in the last 4, not good.
I think since we're talking about Monaco, might as well mention who they got drawn against, since we know the draw results for the round of 16. They got lucky. They're gonna play Benfica, so I think they have a chance.
How is that like? Benfica's
That's
a solid team.
that's a very good matchup. Think about
Well,
it.
yeah, I mean,
Benfica
but I mean,
they got the edge though. They play better football. They got better players.
They could have gone. So for Monaco, it was either Benfica or PSG.
right. I mean,
I would take
Benfica or
PSG.
PSG.
I mean, because if you recall, when we talked about, I think it was mid-season, maybe after match week 4, we talked about the table, and we're like, oh, look at all these French teams in the top 8. You got Lille, Brest, Monaco, and now some of them fell apart. I guess. Well, maybe it's a good transitioning point.
Brest
Monaco, Lille's still there.
No, I know, but they dropped down. Of course, it's still in the playoffs, but they did drop down. But I guess as a transitioning point, Lille, hey, top 8.
We talk about Atalanta dropping out. Lille sneaking into the top 8.
Exactly. I mean,
yeah.
Listen, maybe not the best record. Speaking 17 scored, 10 conceded, 16 points, but still, hey, they made it through. And I think what are they? Who do they whoop 5-1? I can't. Oh, 6-1 Feyenoord.
6-1 Feyenoord. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good game too. There was I think Feyenoord scored 3 own goals.
Yeah, they scored 2. They scored 2 on goals.
3. There was 3. No.
2.
Am I looking the same game?
No, you're not.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
that Turner guy and I don't know. Basically, the same guy scored 2.
Was the same guy scored? Okay, the same guy scored twice. Yeah, but yeah. So pretty much they scored more goals in their own net than the opposite net.
Yeah,
I mean, that's impressive. That's definitely impressive.
The Dutch teams have done well. If you look at there's some exceptions like this game for Feyenoord. No one saw this coming. On the flip side, Lille. I mean, we talk about they were in the top 8. They were lingering around the top 8, but for them to actually finish there, that's impressive. Out of all the French teams, for Lille to be the team to be in top 8, you would think PSG or Monaco, but Lille, I'm impressed.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, Jonathan David, of course, scored the majority of their goals, but if you look at them statistically, it's actually a very big team effort. The spread of goals is very big. The spread of assists is very big. So it is, not like one player is just dragging them through. It's actually a very collective team effort, which again, I don't think anybody really expected in the beginning of the season. I mean, you expected them to maybe make the playoffs, but not to be in the top 8.
Yeah,
that's a fair point.
Let's talk about the other French team, Brest.
How the mighty Brest have fallen.
I mean,
stop Brest.
They play Real Madrid at home. Was anyone really expecting them to get anything?
I mean, to be fair, they scored a goal, but it was chopped off. I can't remember what exactly. Was it offside?
Yeah, I think it was offside.
It was offside. Yeah. That scrappy goal by the striker. What's his name? Ajorc, Ludovic Ajorc.
Yeah.
He toe poked it and Courtois, tipped it. Yeah. He was marginally offside, but at the end of the day, the right call was made.
I mean, listen, I think everybody knew. It's Real Madrid. They're kind of just, they're kind of shit in the beginning, but they're starting to pick up steam. I don't think anything unexpected. But again, finished pretty low. And aren't they drawing Man City?
And
Madrid?
You just took it out of my mouth. I was
whoa.
Don't worry about it.
Who's taking what is Real
Madrid, Man City, 4th year in a row. I mean, you just can't get enough of that matchup.
At this point, it's a cult classic. UEFA have to put this match on to make some money.
Well, I wonder though. I mean, to be fair, I think it's not going to be the same. Before maybe a season ago or 2 seasons ago, Real Madrid would be very concerned about playing Man City. This season's Man City, I don't think is much of a concern.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not saying Real Madrid's playing well.
True.
Man City did make a few. They picked up that Marmouche guy.
No, I know. They picked up some players, but again, it's not even about it's just. I think we talked about the confidence. It doesn't seem like they have the same level of confidence.
The games aren't until March. You still have a month, and they could pick up form
rather
quickly.
Actually, the playoff games are in February.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
March,
It's the next round of 16 or whatever. That's in March, but yeah, the playoffs are in February.
2 weeks actually. They get exactly 2 weeks from the last game.
Okay.
So I don't really think Man City's really going to be. I mean, listen, you never know what's going to happen, but I don't think Man City's going to turn around in 2 weeks.
this has to be the most lopsided Madrid City game in the last 4 years. If you look at all the four matchups, this is probably going to be the most lopsided one.
Probably.
In what sense, though?
In what sense? Like the previous 3 years, you're looking forward to that game in a sense of it's going to be a battle. Teams are even. You don't know who's going to go through. You don't know who to give the edge to. This year, it's pretty clear. I don't think City's got a chance against Madrid. Not in a million years. If Pep doesn't, get over his divorce, they're not going anywhere.
Yo, son, you got any more information about his divorce? Any juicy details?
Nah, we'll save for later. What
later? Tell us right now.
Yeah, you got an extra episode of like TMZ coming along.
I think we should do that.
I think since we talk about teams dropping out of top 8 and going into top 8, so we talk about Lille, Atalanta. Another team that dropped out of top 8, Milan. That was a shocker in Croatia. What do you guys think about that one?
That was a shit show, and it proves the point of how inconsistent they are.
Yeah.
1 week they could be all high and smiling, and the next week they go in Croatia, and instead of playing the game, they go to the boat parties. And that's what happens.
Is that what happened to their coach? Got a couple cigars at a boat party.
I mean, that's what they looked like. That's what they looked like when they were playing. They looked like they just came back from a boat party.
Sure. I mean, listen, they're playing a little bit different under Conte, so I still think that there's a lot of problems. Like their team, it feels like it's still missing a little bit of balance. Something's still off. Like again, Leao, super talented but super lazy. There are actually, and for all the hate I gave Christian Pulisic, he is the one who's trying to drag their asses through most competitions. Now, the fact that Reinders, however you say his name, played as like a whatever, plays like more of a defensive player, that kind of was like, why? Like, I don't really get what he's trying to do with this team.
Yeah.
But again, of course, also the red card didn't help.
Still, it's like the thing you talked about where, what was it called? When, what did we talk about that's supposed to get the job done? What team we talked about? Oh, Liverpool getting the job done against PSV.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a bigger example of that. We should expect Milan to get their job done against Dinamo Zagreb, of all teams. A team that's not even in the playoffs. They're going out. They should have got 3 points against them.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should give our flowers to Zagreb, though, because they put up a really good game. And they recently actually changed their coach. And a name that you guys might be familiar with. Anybody want to take a stab at who their coach is? I'll give you a clue. He's from a country that we recently visited.
He's Italian.
Wow.
Very
Italian?
much Italian, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Wait, is it Gattuso or something?
Bro, it's Cannavaro.
Fabio Cannavaro.
When did he get into coaching?
Oh, wow.
He probably took a boat to go to a Croatian party and stayed behind.
You guys are playing it. You guys have a football team? Yeah, let me give you a couple tips.
Are you playing Milan? I know how to play him.
He does know how to play against Milan.
But that was surprising when I saw him on the sidelines. I was like, "Oh, Cannavaro in Croatia. That's a first."
Yeah,
it's true.
Weird.
Yeah. So that was I thought that was a little fun fact of the day.
Well, I think there's two more teams I want to talk about, and there's like a couple we could glaze over, but. Simeone, hey, Hassan, maybe he saw the podcast. He got your advice. I don't know what he's cooking, but he cooked.
He cooked pretty good.
Well, what did he cook?
He made it into the next
He cooked them into the top 8.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they were consistent. We talked about Atleti last time. I don't like the way they play, but they get results, and that
you don't have to like them, and that's the point.
Yeah.
That's their biggest thing.
I've never seen anybody who's like excited to watch Atleti.
They won 5 in a row in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So did Milan.
We shitted on them.
Milan won 5 in a row until they went to Croatia.
Huh?
Milan won 5 in a row until they went to Croatia.
Well, like I said, they went to the boat party.
Yeah. No, but going back to what you were saying with Atleti, like, they're getting results, and honestly, they're a dark horse.
I mean, I remember, game week 4, we were looking at them like, 6 points. They had 2 wins and 2 losses. We're like, what is Simeone doing? But hey, since then,
listen, they're 1 point off in the league, and they're top in the Champions League. This shit's working. Shit's
I feel
working.
like they finally sorted the attack out slightly. I'm not saying it's still working. I think again the interaction between Sorloth and Alvarez and Griezmann is still a bit, here and there. But
Let me
hey,
tell you, Simeone's son, he's a baller. It's not like
That's
LeBron's son where he just sits on the bench. That guy's a baller. There's no
sprinkle a
case
bit of nepotism in
here.
there.
There's no nepotism here.
You gotta specify which son because there's multiple sons that play.
The one that's a striker.
Well, they're both strikers.
I think they're both strikers.
Giuliano Simeone.
Okay, that one. No, but you're right though. Like there's a little nepotism there, but he's a good player, so he plays his.
No, it's not like he just came through the academy. That guy went around. He was in Italy for a while. Then he got picked up by Atleti. It's not like his father was like, "Okay, son, go and start for me."
I think you're talking about the other son because the other son plays in Italy.
Oh, Giovanni Simeone. He used to play for. He played for Napoli. He played for.
No, this guy was.
Fiorentina.
I think he was in the He was in the Argentinian league. My bad. It was the other one.
I think Giovanni might still play in Italy. Actually,
I think he plays for Fiorentina.
You might be right. Let me check my sources.
Something
Anyway,
Hassan doesn't do too often.
Atletico, they got, like Edgar was saying, they got their attack together. Griezmann, Sorloth, Alvarez, and Simeone coming off the bench, and they basically played this two lines, before the attackers, and nobody could get through. And it's been working for them. And then if anything happens, they start a fight.
To be fair, I mean, listen. To be fair, Atletico, at least their defensive record is not what we would expect from Atletico Madrid. But listen, in the top 8, the only team that conceded more goals than them was actually Barcelona, surprisingly.
Yeah.
So actually, he plays for Napoli.
Oh, he still plays. Okay, he still plays for Napoli. Okay.
So he might win a Scudetto this year, the way they're going.
You never know. Hey,
depends on Conte.
Antonio Conte, he's doing stuff.
Conte's a little,
wacky.
I was gonna say something, but not for them.
He's a little lucho.
It's for mature audiences only. I'm gonna stay away from my.
Sign up for the 18+ podcast.
Sign up. A different link for that one.
Link below.
You're gonna have to verify your ID in order to hear that joke.
I mean, last team I kind of want to mention in the top 8 in detail, at least some detail. Aston Villa. Good evening, man. I fucking pulled through.
They snuck in.
That Celtic game was actually pretty damn good.
That was I think that might have been
a good game.
The most interesting game. It was like 2 goals in the first 5 minutes by Rogers. Yeah.
Can we talk about Rogers? This guy's a baller.
He's a beast.
My God.
He is
a young kid. He's something that Jack what's his name? Jack
Grealish.
Yeah.
That's what he should have been. But instead he's a fucking washout. This guy's a fucking baller.
I mean, yeah, Jack Grealish never sobered up from the City treble. It's been like a year and a half. He hasn't been sober yet.
Yeah, he needs to get himself in shape again.
This guy reminds me of this guy and there's very less of these players now, where a guy that can pick up the ball, move it to the chains, make a good pass, shoot, score, assist.
Ball carrying. I think what's been missing a lot in today's football is somebody who could just get the ball and not be like, oh, I'm just going to sit in my position and pass the ball. No, take the ball, run, create some space, move players around, make defenders commit to you.
Yeah,
this kid,
that's how you mute and listen. Score. Okay, the hat trick was kind of like the last goal was kind of crap, but whatever.
You want to talk about Ronaldo's hat tricks?
I love his hat tricks. It's tap-in, penalty, and a header.
It's a hat trick. 10 years from now, they're not gonna know how he scored. They're gonna know if he scored a hat trick.
Yo, Edgar, $20. $20.
That's a factual statement.
Do you want to say the next line?
Again, mature audiences only. That's not for this podcast.
Yeah, sign up below.
No, but his headphones fell out. Going back to Aston Villa, I wanted to bring up something that was curious to me. So they just announced the sale of John Duran to El Nasser for 8 mil?
Something 80 mil, yeah.
Why would you get rid of your backup striker in the middle of the season?
I think he wanted to go, and he kind of wanted the money.
Bro, he's
a cash grab.
He's freaking 20. Why are you going Saudi Arabia?
Cash grab. The guy offered money and he's taking it.
okay, and when it comes to like England, all these things, okay, let's say you're Aston Villa. You don't really give a shit who you sell John Durant to. Actually,
Exactly.
the only teams you probably wouldn't want to sell them to are like other Premier League teams because they can, kind of compete with you.
Yeah.
So if I can get double the money that I would get by selling him to, let's say, Italy or Spain, and send him to Saudi Arabia, why not? From his perspective, I get you're sacrificing your career, but a lot of players understand that this is ultimately a job, and sometimes providing for your family or securing the money is more important than going on and trying to win trophies in England for Aston Villa. Now,
It's funny how you brought that up. I was reading a story of how this transfer happening. He comes from nothing. The guy's dirt broke in Colombia.
yeah.
You think he's not gonna take the money? Come on.
Because listen, this money, even let's say he plays 2 or 3 years in Saudi Arabia, that money will set him and his future generations for life.
Exactly.
But listen, in terms of Aston Villa letting go of an asset like him in the middle of the season, that is weird. And maybe they have another. Maybe they're gonna bring in somebody else because the January winter.
Breaking news on that: Marcus Rashford's going to Aston Villa.
Right now?
Oh, is that confirmed?
That was leaked today as in the final stages.
Oh, it's leaked, bro. It's in the sun.
I only believe when Fabrizio Romano just says, "Here we go."
I think let me confirm my sources. But the minute you said they probably have a replacement, I remembered that I read today that Marcus Rashford is on his way to Aston Villa.
Yeah, because
which is a weird one too.
No, because listen. Go fuck yourself.
Amorim's not going to play him. Amorim would literally let him sit on the bench for the rest of the. He's not going to play him. So his choice is Aston Villa or maybe leave England. But again, how many teams outside of England are going to take him? And would he want to move outside of England?
There were rumors that he was going to go to Barca. He does not make that Barca team. I'm sorry.
Yo, he can't even lace Rafinha's boots at this moment.
So where are you going to go?
But to be fair, but if he was just maybe quickly from a Barca perspective, he's not going to be a first choice, of course. But let's say as a backup for Rafinha, if he could find some form, it wouldn't be bad. Rafinha could get a couple minutes rest. Then just in case there's injuries or rotations, you could have a backup. Because I think Barca is actually pretty thin in the attack.
Oh yeah, they are, but it's still working.
Because look, who's the only backup for the attack? It's Ferran Torres.
I think so. And
what's that guy who plays in the as Cam? The other young kid.
Casado?
No. Like an attacking midfielder.
Fermin Lopez, I think it is.
Yeah. There we go. Like those are your backups.
Yeah, they're kids. They're young players.
So wouldn't you want at least something else?
Okay. I'm not saying Rashford would be bad, but what Rashford are we going to get?
Yeah, I mean, but to be fair, if Man United paid most of his salary and it didn't come out of Barca's pocketbook as much, you wouldn't say no.
Well, considering they missed out on the prize money, I don't think they can afford him.
That's true.
So, this was confirmed by multiple credible sources. I'm reading an article from Sky Sports. They're saying that this is down to the wire now. He's due for his medical in the next few hours. They're trying to figure out whether it's a loan till the end of the season.
Isn't the window over? It's the first.
No, it's over Monday.
February 3rd.
Over Monday.
So they're trying to figure out if there's going to be an obligation to buy at the end of the season, and Villa are set to cover a significant portion of his wages during this time. So that's actually good for Man United. They get to get rid of this guy's wage because they're paying him
way too much money.
Yeah. So it's a win for Aston Villa. It's a win for Man United. Saudi Arabia's chilling.
They're always chilling.
All right. Well, I mean, honestly, again, Aston Villa, good for them. Getting top 8, get a little bit of rest. A couple other teams maybe just quickly mention, and very quickly for this first one, Arsenal. Congratulations, your 3rd place.
Arsenal go.
Good for you.
Now you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, we don't have Arsenal.
To be fair though, I think second best defensive record in the Champions League. Just a little bit of a little clap.
Can we mention that Stuttgart PSG game? The way PSG just ran them over.
Oh yeah.
God. You know what? PSG, they've been pretty consistent in the French league. In the Champions League, they were on and off. But these past 2 games against City and Stuttgart, they changed my view on how PSG played. Their team, when they're on their day, they're fucking. Barco,
I mean, yo,
know what
Ousmane
Barco was.
Dembele, like his last couple
Yeah.
games.
Hattie.
Yeah.
He scored a Hattie.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've seen him score a hat trick.
You know, and that team, Kvaratskhelia is not even playing the Champions League yet. He's due
Yeah.
to play too.
Okay, and I think piggyback on that, is he gonna get to play? The way these guys are firing, he's even
Well-
gonna get on the pitch.
Like you said, Hassan, you pay 70 mil for a guy to sit on the bench.
I mean, listen, you let him. You have
Barco's
to.
in form.
I know, but again, you have to understand it's also rotation. Okay, maybe you're not gonna get, you're not playing Kvaratskhelia every single game from the start, but hey, he can give you a solid 30 minutes. Let's say Barco is injured, Barco is tired, or Greece, or whatever. Who that other guy? I don't, and Due or whatever his name is.
Gonzalo Ramos.
No, not Gonzalo Ramos. Steph, whatever. Anyways, it's a good. You have rotation. You have somebody as a backup because guess what? If Barco is injured, who's replacing him?
Well, Kvar.
Well, now Kvar, but before is nobody. So, and then I think they'll see who's playing better and pick on form. But hey, I mean, I'm telling you, that was an entertaining game. PSG has picked up form, 3 wins in the last 3, doing good. Other teams, I guess, slightly to mention, the German Burnley. I mean,
They made it through.
I'm not convinced. Alex, who are they playing in the next
You're
round?
never convinced.
Speaking of a good 30 minutes, I'll give you a good 30 minutes.
Whoa!
Hey, yo.
All right.
Wait, so
All right,
German
well-
What's
Burnley,
the rate?
they're playing a Scottish Burnley, Celtic. So you know what's gonna happen there.
I mean, yeah. I guess let's just slowly mention Juve kind of made it through terrible form. Man
Hey.
City by the skin of their fucking teeth. I mean,
Barely.
Club Brugge. I think to be fair, they played pretty poorly. That one goal was kind of
Second
scrappy,
half.
and I
It was all
kind
about
of
second
expected more from Club Brugge, especially at home.
Honestly, I think when Man City equalized and Bruges went on attack right away, if they would have scored right there, that would have been a different game. Because
Yeah.
Bruges had him by the scruff of the neck. City, and we talked about before, City, when they go up or when they score a goal, they don't look confident. They don't look
Yeah.
like they're in control. And that's the problem. And that's what I'm saying. Like when they're going to the game against Real Madrid in February, well pretty much in February now, in a couple
Wow.
weeks, I don't think City's going to have a good time.
We're gonna see a lot of Kylian.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, other than that, I don't really think there's any other teams that are really worth mentioning that well. I mean, the only other thing I could say is both of and let me just double check that. 1 second. Is it both of the Red Bull teams?
Oh,
Oh, they
Leipzig is
both
out.
trash. Yeah.
Leipzig, yeah.
Well,
Disgust. I don't know what happened, but maybe good. Honestly, nobody likes them anyway. So
No, Red Bull stopped working.
no, that's because Klopp works for them now.
all right, gentlemen. Is there anything else you guys want to mention?
Yeah, you know what? I thought I was looking at our notes, and I'm a meticulous note taker because
Are you?
I like
Please
to
do.
I like to keep record of things. I thought we revisit our predictions for top 8 that we made halfway through our group stage or league phase, whatever.
You
the
guys
fuck
took
they
note
call
of
it.
that?
Yeah. So, who do you want to start with? I figure we compare.
All right. Okay, let me go first then. I don't remember what I wrote, but you probably wrote
I
it
don't know
down.
what the fuck
So-
I wrote.
All right, I'm gonna read it out, and then you tell me how many you got right. So Edgar's top 8 prediction: not Arsenal,
All right, that's wrong.
Liverpool. So that's one.
All right, that's one.
Barcelona,
That's
Dos.
2.
Atalanta.
Oh,
Close.
Oof. You failed.
Monaco.
wait, what happened?
Monaco.
Monaco.
This is
Oh
a leading
no.
expert?
Man City.
Oh. Yo, guys, you know what? I'm gonna take my qualifications somewhere else.
Your next
Yo,
one is Dortmund.
Yo, get rid
I
of
mean,
his
to be fair,
contract.
pretty close. Atalanta, Dortmund were good shouts. They're 9 and 10, but
Your next one is Brest. I don't know what you were smoking there. And then your final one is Real Madrid. So was it 2
Like,
out
what
of
you got,
8?
2 out of 8, guys. I'm gonna show myself to a dumber podcast.
Well, let's see what Assam predicted.
I think I got more than 2.
All right, you got Liverpool, Barcelona, Monaco again,
What?
Man City again. You got
There was
Villa.
other-
You said Villa, so that's 3.
Oh, okay, that's 3.
Yeah, I got.
Well, yeah, that was interesting. You got Dortmund, so Missed out on
Cool.
that. Atalanta, pretty close, but missed out. And Real Madrid. So you got 3. So you did
All
better.
right.
You did better
Hey,
than our expert.
Better than our fucking expert.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm getting this expert title from, but all right. Alex, enlighten us. Have you beaten us all?
No, I think I was pretty shit too. I got a. Mine is Liverpool, Sporting. I don't, bro, Sporting.
What were you smoking?
I mean, when we made this prediction,
Amorim was still there.
Ever since then, it went downhill. And then I had Inter Milan.
Okay.
Barcelona.
3.
Real Madrid, so sideways. Man City. We all I don't know why we all picked Man City. Juve. I don't know what happened there. And Bayern Munich. So also 3.
3,
So
3, and 2.
In our
Well, at
next
least we did better than him.
In our next episode, we're gonna make predictions for the first round of the playoffs because we need a tiebreaker since we did 3-3-2. Yeah. So Edgar, I'll let you finish then. Thought it was interesting.
All right. Well, I mean, on that note, gentlemen, I think it's time for us to say goodbye, and then we'll see everyone in the next episode.
What if I don't want to see you?
Well, I'm not leaving you that choice. All right, everyone, take care.
Adios.
See you guys next week.
Salud.